Is this thing on? Could you imagine if it was just that for like an hour?
Well, almost.
Just a scream. Just a scream. Hey everyone, welcome to the final Uncensored Radio Live for 2021.
Does that make us the final girls?
Yes,
We are the final girls. We're the most consistent girls.
The other one's worth looking for. So, the all Aussie show today, lucky humans. So, if you're looking for the Americans, they've called in lazy. They can't come today. But that's okay. We will bring you all the goodness and all the glamour of everything that we do here at Uncensored Radio. So, lovely Luke, how are you today?
Oh, look, I am fabulous. I am in the middle of moving house, and you know how exciting and fun that is. So I've got no furniture right now. I'm drinking a hot beverage out of just a random coffee mug that's left over. Don't even have me Uncensored Radio mugs anymore. This room is pretty much my last room to clear out. So I was like, no, I've got to keep because my internet's still on here. But yeah, look, it's been pretty shit. Let's be honest, it's not fun moving. And it turns out Rubble's a psychopath. I actually think I should have called him Dexter. And he is plotting our deaths. He sits there and just watches it, waits till we're asleep, and then attacks. He's awful.
Well, that's anyway. Bad a dog, y'all. It's cute. It's a cute moment for him.
Crazy shit, right?
Bodacious Brookalatus, how are you, my love?
I am exhausted. I have been out doing my paranormal thing 3 nights in a row, and it has been hectic to say the least. I was in Gunnedah, which is about 5.5 hours drive.
One of the most Australian names for a place, I think.
Yeah. So I was at Gunnedah on the 28th, and then back at Maitland Jail for the last 2 nights, and I am off to spend all night at Parramatta Jail tonight, which I'm so excited for. And yeah, but the exhaustion
as an investigator, not an inmate, right?
Oh yeah, as an investigator. Hello, Emily. How are you going, sweetheart?
Brooke's got fans. That's very nice to see. But yeah, it's been one of the. It's been a week, hasn't it? It's definitely been.
Well, how are you, Bubs? Come on, unload.
I can answer you with one statement. Look, I'm not doing any brand names, but we're going ASMR, this motherfucker. Cheers, everyone.
I saw that. All right, I've got to play this clip real quick. I know that you don't want me to, but I'm just doing it.
Let's do something girly. Why don't I grab some nail polish and we can paint each other's clitorises?
I love it. I love when notice.
You never know. You never know.
I'm like, you guys do you, but I'm not all about that.
Well, you never. That's not what I hear. That's okay.
Oh, who have you been talking to?
Who are you? Don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. Okay, well, the 3 of us are here. So, should we jump into this week's
hot load of hot topics?
Why not? We're moist. We're ready to go. It's a pretty varied week here. There's lots of death. Some dick.
Yeah.
It's some, Well,
you're talking about glamour and stuff before, so let's start with the main story that I was thinking of. Death and glamour with big little Jonbenet.
Yes, can you believe, ladies and gentlemen, it was 25 years ago that Jonbenet Ramsay was found in the basement of her home.
Look, I really wish that they would get to the bottom of that, and we never will now. But I think that whole thing is terrible, and for every Jonbenet there is, how many other children has similar things happen to that we don't even know about? So,
Especially if they're not white.
well, that or just they just don't have the notoriety there. Like, this. I don't know. I just think that kind of stuff goes on so often, and it just people get away with it. It's awful.
It just happens to be more important when it happens to a rich white girl, right? Oh, America.
Well, it
I
gets
love
more
it.
attention.
Oh,
It
America,
does.
I love you. You're so consistent. But then, like, that was news out the wazoo, and like the whole thing's kind of gone cold. Everyone was like, "It's the parents, it's the brother, it's rah rah rah." Then they had that guy that officially like admitted to it, but then they found out he was lying. So they have this evidence apparently of they have DNA evidence, but they can't find a match in this modern world, which sounds really really random. And it makes it even more random that it's not someone that knew the kid. Like statistics are that the violence would happen from someone she knew. That this completely random person has picked one little girl out of millions upon millions, and it's only happened once.
Look, I'm
Could
with
they
this. I
stalk her at
do.
the pageants? Like, who knows?
That's what I think too.
But
I
for
think
it to
that
only happen
somebody-
once, like that's not something that happens once. Like if we know anything from serial killers / serial rapists, abductors, there would be a history. There would be some kind of something. He got away with it. Where's the escalation? Unless the dude's dead.
Or did he like change his victims? Like, there was a little girl that was murdered here, but he wasn't necessarily a child killer. He was killing women, and then he killed a little girl here, which was witnessed, and that eventually led to his incarceration. But she wasn't his regular MO at all.
Oh my god!
Miss Vera!
Vera! Hey! You came at a really
Against
good
the
time.
clock. Will I get there?
Oh, we're just talking about children getting murdered, Vera. So aren't you glad you stepped into that one?
How do you
It's a
feel
cruel-
about Jonbenet Ramsay? It's been 25 years since her body was discovered in her basement.
I have lots of feelings. Do you want me to continue or
Do it,
do you
please,
wanna
go.
Luke?
No, I'm done.
No, this poor child was sexualized as an infant and then became the object of somebody's malice. You can see my ring light. Oh, that's disappointing. And ended
okay,
up
we can
dead.
fix it.
I think the brother did it. I really do, but we'll never know. The parents have taken their secrets to the grave, and whoever did it's not coming forward.
It just something isn't right with it. Like that we're this far away from it. And I know that there are very famous murders that have never been solved, but they keep saying that they have this DNA evidence. They have this DNA evidence, but of what? And of who?
I've felt since that happened, and I am a little older than you guys. I felt that it was the stepbrother, the half brother, and that the parents were covering up for him.
I actually agree with Vera on this one, and I've always thought it was the brother. Always,
Yeah.
all evidence points to him. Random DNA aside, all evidence points to the brother, and a huge jealousy thing. And
She was getting all the attention.
She got all the attention. He was like, but what about me? If I remove her from the situation, I will get more attention. And that's just the way that I feel about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's terrible. It's sad. I'm sure as long as the mother lived, she lived every moment with a broken heart.
And she would have been 31. Right. She would have been 31 years old this year.
I know.
If she had lived. So crazy. Like I feel like that was yesterday, but I guess that's what happens when you get old, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, that happened yesterday. I can't believe it. But some other sad news post Christmas. The parents of actress Alicia Witt were found dead in their own home. Mm-hmm. Now, there's still not a lot of information about this. The only reason that they were found at all is because she was trying to get in contact with them and hadn't been able to do so. So she sent a family member that lived close by over. Apparently, they hadn't been seen for a few weeks. Their neighbors had been shoveling their snow, putting out bins, etc., etc.
Right.
So there's no real clear evidence about how long they've been dead.
I thought
what?
they were suspecting carbon monoxide.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
suspect carbon monoxide, but originally there was no evidence, like they hadn't found any evidence. The article that was up says, while the police say there's no suspicious circumstances, it is believed that freezing temperatures, a malfunctioning furnace, a temporary space heater, and a home in need of repairs may have contributed to the deaths of the actress's elderly parents, who were in failing health for some time before they were found dead on Monday. Her statement on social media says, "I asked for some privacy at this time to grieve and wrap my head around this turn of events and this surreal loss." Like at
Yeah.
Christmas too.
Isn't this a big worry, though, for a lot of older people? And I see it as a nurse who looks after a lot of geriatric patients.
Mhm.
It's not unusual that they've been left unattended for days while they've fallen and broken a hip. There was one lady I knew who'd fallen and broken her hip while she was cooking, and the stove was still on with shit cooking on top of it for days, and she was so terrified she's going to burn to death. Like, this kind of stuff happens all the time, and I think it's just indicative, like it's part of like our lives become so busy and we're all so caught up in all of our own stuff that we don't really stop and think about the people that really matter in our life. And I'm not saying that about Alicia. I know that she's probably very busy.
Yeah,
She's living away.
People get busy, and
Yeah.
she is
And
the
it's-
one that initiated the welfare check.
Yeah.
It's not
she was
just
the one
our-
that became worried. But I mean, even if you see your loved one every single day, I walked into my mom's on Monday. I do her pill box, and I just go after work. And here in New York State, it's dark at 4:30, so I'm walking into a dark house at 5:45, and I'm like, "Mom," and in my head, the entire time is like, "Today's the day I find Mom gone." Fortunately, she was just taking a nap, but. But even with elderly who are seen every day, it's a real possibility that you're going to find. Though I am distressed about one part of this story. I always assumed that my old drafty house was going to protect me from carbon monoxide or radon
Apparently
gas.
not, babe. Oh dear. Brooke, what were you going to say, babe?
I was going to say, it's not even just the elderly that these things happen to. I mean, about a month ago, we came home and there was a gentleman in my street who lived alone. He was about my own age. And I came home with the kids, and there was like police and fire engines and forensic vans all over my street. I could hardly get in. And he had an aneurysm, and he had passed away, and we don't know how long he was there. So,
Right.
It's not even just the elderly that we need to check on. It's everyone. Like,
It
keep
really
an eye
is.
on your
And
friends.
now that
Like-
you've mentioned that, I remember my friend who was a realtor went to a house. He was doing the inspection, and the person that was renting the property had killed themselves, and they'd been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Like,
And it was a
keep an
really
eye.
horrific thing to come across.
It would
And
not have
you,
been
you hear
fun.
about that all the time, and it's part. I think it's part of the problem with the Western world's way of looking after family. Like you know what I mean. In
No,
other
I get
countries, the elderly are revered. They're looked after in their own family
But they're
homes.
also they live
da-da-da-da.
together. There's more
They all live
communal
together.
living. Yeah.
It's just you don't want to think that you get towards the end of your life to be a
Right.
puddle, be a
Right.
puddle for someone to come and discover. But look, this is a really upbeat show for the end of the year,
I was
isn't
gonna
it?
say,
Wow.
Jonbenet and now
I'm like,
Jonbenet.
welcome, Emily, to your first uncensored show, honey.
Yeah, look, it's uncensored for a reason. Oh, Vera, we're all having a little bit of our beverage for New Year's.
I'm having a little beverage.
she's got her ice soda.
I spiked up the ice soda.
I've got a hot
Ooh.
bevy here. It's a hot beer.
We'll do one
Because
more
I've
sad
got
one. We'll do
nothing.
one more sad one, hey?
Yeah, let's
Oh.
get another saddie out.
Aw.
Oh.
Bishop Desmond Tutu passed away during the week. Look, I think he is probably the one religious figure that was kind of okay. And if I hear anything bad about him, I will probably cry. I'm like, there's got to be at least one good one, right? Like, amongst
Well,
all of them.
I do love Pope Frank. Cheers,
Cheers,
Christopher.
Christopher.
Chris.
Happy New Year.
But look, he's having a state, or not, he's lying in state. Is what we're saying.
Thank you.
He was specific that he wanted the cheapest coffin possible, so they've walked this I don't know, fiber board coffin into this church. He'll be there for a couple of days. He's having a funeral, I think, of 100 people, and that's it. And it's done. There's not going to be any kind of grand, stop the world, stop the presses. Let's spend thousands of dollars to bury this man who dedicated his life to helping others, which kind of gives me a little bit of hope about religion. I don't have a lot of hope. I don't have a lot of hope about religion, but I think he was one of the decent dudes, right?
Yeah,
but he was one of the last decent dudes, and that's the issue.
Yeah,
well,
I'm just like,
I got warm fuzzies for Pope Frank, but
yeah, he did say there's more evil things in the world than pornography, right? That was
Right.
That was one of his latest statements. It was like,
we're okay to do porn now.
It's all good. Fap off. You can do it. You're not gonna go.
I'm not going to hell anymore. Is that okay?
I think it's more okay with it than other popes have been.
Well, yeah, in public anyway.
Well, he's walked into a lot, hasn't he?
A lot of porn? Or
a lot of trouble.
Just in the modern world.
Trouble.
He's got a lot of
trouble. It's called the Vatican. Look it up. It's trouble. Speaking of someone who's in trouble. Oh, Kim, you in danger, girl.
I'm like,
Kanye has decided to buy the house directly across the street from his ex-wife. Paid some exorbitant amount for it so that he could successfully outbid any competition. Like
so
that
sounds like
kind
of
of
stalker behavior.
Yeah, it's like You season 3 or something.
Turn it into like a homeless shelter just to annoy her?
No, I don't think so. This is a couple of that was what he was going to do last week when he was good and was going to save Christmas. This week the meds haven't leveled him off enough, and now he's stalking his ex-wife.
I'm like, Kim, I would move house and burn the one there down. Just burn it down and leave.
Yep,
go. You already made that mistake. Just move.
We all know the dude is not mentally well, and that's not a laughing matter. But what boggles my mind is that someone in his camp of people isn't going, hey, that's not really a rational decision. We should probably do something about it.
Hi, Katie.
Happy New Year's. Can I just bring up one little point?
You go. You can bring up any point you want.
If anybody deserves a conservatorship in this world, should it be Kanye?
But is there anyone crazy enough to take on that batshit crazy ass?
Britney's dead.
I don't think so.
Stop it.
Britney's dad's got a new job.
I can't. But I guess this is what happens when you become famous and surround yourself with people who are just going to say yes. Yes, all the time to anything that you want.
Too much money, and no one wants to piss you off by
obviously,
saying to you, like, hey, you're probably a bit crazy.
Yeah. The death of his mother was obviously something that he never dealt with properly, because ever since then, it has been some kind of crazy, fucking spiral into the abyss of weirdness.
Look, let me say, the death of your mother is something that does not ever go away. As somebody who has unfortunately experienced it, the death of any parent doesn't go away. Some of us just hide it better and less batshit crazily than people with money do. And I know that sounds shit, but it's just, yeah.
But what amazes me is, okay, that person's paying you. Would you not I don't know, is it not negligence in your job that you're not trying to get them help that they have obviously
Yeah, I
They
don't
actually
think
need?
so.
They don't want to bite the hand that's feeding them, no either, do they?
Well,
Yeah.
you know, the Spears family maintained, and I, draw this parallel. The Spears family maintained all along that Britney was crazy, but they never had her on meds or in therapy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Then we found out that's all she
Have you
was
seen
doing.
her
She was
Instagram
being
lately?
forced fed
Mhm.
meds. Well, we're going to talk about Britney, but it's all good. I just like what will Kanye do next? Like seriously, this is not. Every time I go, oh look, this dude's trying to be president. We realize that we used to have actors as president, and you had 45, and there's
Ugh.
just no coming. There's just no coming back from that, really, is there?
I know.
If that can be president,
Every
anyone
day,
can be president.
every day.
Oh, look, it's a gift. But did you see? Did you see that they asked President Biden about Trump's re-election campaign? He said, "Oh, I might have to run again." Could you imagine?
Yeah,
He'll be
I know.
973.
I don't think he can win again. I don't think he's going to
No,
try
I don't
it.
think he can win again.
I
but-
don't think his ego would take losing again, but I bet you he will keep saying he might run up until the deadline so that he can continue to fundraise, because the 24% of this nation who worships at the cult of 45, they keep sending him $5 and $10 a week to stop the steal and save the country and make us great again. They are so
They just love their
indoctrinated.
they love that they're walking, talking, card-carrying Nazis too. Now,
Yeah.
it's cute.
Well, and some of them are good people that just bought into the propaganda, just like some of the Nazis in Germany were good people who got swept into the moment.
Just being on the wrong side of history at the wrong
Yep.
time. You know what I mean? Well, we have been talking about Britney. Let's talk about it because she went in again this week. This is actually a picture of her final performance, and it looks like it might be for a while because she is coming down to pretty much shit on her entire family, which is I'm enjoying immensely. Really. I think there's not a finer family that deserve it more.
That's why we gotta hook them in with Kanye.
All right, so this is what Britney had to say about her relationship with music. I had an experience 3 years ago where I stopped believing in God. From every angle, I was being hurt for no reason, and my family was hurting me. I went into a state of shock, and the way I coped was being in fake denial. It was too much to really face. I screamed alone a lot, and I kept all the pain to myself. I wanted to be nice, but what they did to my heart was unforgivable. I asked for 13 years to perform new songs and remixes of my old songs. I had 2 months off in between each show settings for the 4 years of Las Vegas. It was set up to make me fail, yet I knew exactly what my fans wanted to see, and didn't make sense how this is really hard to read because it's Britney. How network television shows are showcasing my music with remixes of all my music, yet the person who owns the music is told no. They even gave remixes to my sister, but I was always told no. So much wasted time to embarrass me and humiliate me. Not doing my music anymore is my way of saying F you, in a sense, when it only actually benefits my family by ignoring my real work. I'd get more respect for a spread in Playboy than I would for writing a book.
I don't think she's well. That to me
Well,
is the rambling
I
of
don't
someone
think
who's
that's true. I
not
think
coping
that's
very well.
But I think this is just years upon years upon years upon years upon years of repression as well. Like how she has never been taught effectively how to manage those emotions or those feelings. She's been taught how to stifle them to keep generating profit for a family that wanted her, that wanted the Britney Spears image. I think it speaks quite highly of her because one of the biggest criticisms of Britney and her live performances is that she lip syncs to her old tracks, and that hearing that she wanted new mixes with her actual voice that she speaks in to be heard, kind of gives me a little bit of feeling that she's not completely out of touch. she doesn't think that she's, like, she knows that that's wrong, and that she knows what the fans want. I think that she's obviously not a mentally well person, but there's a lot of rebuilding that has to happen there, and I don't think it can happen in the public eye.
No, I do think she needs the time away from it now. It's been too much for that last year. I think it's been too much for her. She's been completely overwhelmed by it all. She's
never learned to be an adult. She's never been allowed to be an adult. She's got to be able to make some decisions and fail and figure out how to buy toilet paper, you know?
Exactly what Vera said. She needs to be allowed to be an adult for a little while to sort things out, to know what it is to be in charge of her own shit and her own destiny and her own everything, because that was all taken away for so long that now she's trying to figure it out, and she doesn't know.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, she's not well. Like, well, there are plenty of mentally ill people wandering around the world, making their own decisions, living their life.
45, Kanye.
She's just, you know what I mean? It's just the fact that she was generating profit and jobs for hundreds of people. That she was, like, you think stuff like that doesn't happen. That sounds so old Hollywood.
It does.
It sounds like, what's her name?
Big Jane.
No, I've had a lobotomy. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. She was an actress. Oh, wait. And Jessica, Dingo played her in a bit. Frances Farmer. It sounds very Frances Farmer. You know, she was outspoken and she had to be silenced. So it's just like, she's crazy.
That happened to Marilyn Monroe too.
Yeah.
I was going to say very Marilyn-esque.
But
again, someone who was mentally not well, but was still well enough, still well enough to go and shoot movies and do photo shoots and make all this money for other people.
You know, crazy the button every single one of us has. It goes on and off. Some of us have a hairpin trigger. Some of us take a long, slow burn. You know, you can't expect our celebrities to not have these same triggers that we have. You know, I mean, but their whole life gets played out in the public eye. You know,
I think the major point is don't fuck the president. Right?
Unless you let drug enemies.
Yeah. Like, what a way to go. That's just so sad. It bums me out. We need to get off the sad stories.
We do. This is being depressing as shit.
Let's rage against the machine. Let's blame the press.
Oh, we've got machines to rage against, but we've got some good news. The goodest news. The best news this week.
Yeah,
Jizzy Lane's going to jail, y'all. Jizzy Lane, who was so confident that she was going to make it out, has been convicted of six counts, I believe.
6 counts. Actually, I think 5.
6 counts. Girlfriend, 5. Actually, the 6th one wasn't convicted, was it?
Yeah.
But girlfriend thought she was Teflon because she was, because she had white and she had money. But guess what,
and
bitch?
She expected all those high-powered clients to protect her.
And Piers Morgan made a very, very salient point. And I hate Piers Morgan. Hate Piers Morgan, but he said there have to be a lot of people that are quite concerned now that she is,
Oh yeah,
she's guilty. She's guilty. She's going to jail. There's nothing holding her tongue now.
Nope.
So we could be finding some more.
She really expected those people to come through for her and get her out of this, and she's gonna have to spill the beans or end up, in the worst of the worst prisons.
But that's the thing, Luke. She doesn't feel bad.
She doesn't.
She thought
sociopaths so rarely do.
She thought she was off the hook. She's done. She's over. She's like, woo, I'm out.
She's like, I'm Teflon. I have money.
Yeah.
I am white. No one can touch me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm socialized.
And now the bitch is going to get touched in prison.
Oh, look, we can only hope.
She'll be kept safe. Fucking thing.
She won't last.
Well,
she won't last. She'll go the way of a boyfriend. She won't last.
Well, yeah, possible.
Hang them high.
I think
quicken the dead.
I think
But
she's
we all-
gonna try and cut a deal. I think she's gonna turn state's evidence and do whatever she can to
Probably.
keep this short.
Bill Clinton starting to butt.
Prince Andrew,
start to,
man. Prince Andrew's got to be shaking in his boots.
Oh, Prince Andrew is not allowed out of the house anymore. Mummy has put him on house arrest. at Windsor.
Mommy's
He's
gonna
not-
die soon.
Oh, look, I reckon Mummy's still kicking. I love how horrible people have been to the Queen this year as well. It's like she walked with a cane. I'm like, the bitch is 90.
Yeah,
Like, isn't she?
seen
She's
more
90
history
something.
than freaking God.
Have
Isn't
you
she
tried
99? How old is the
Have you
Queen?
tried walking on the cobblestone streets of some of the cobblestone streets of London?
I
Like,
know.
no, you haven't.
Rome,
Like,
walking
I'm
the streets
sorry
of
that
Rome, those
this
uneven
older woman
cobbles.
needs a cane. Oh, fuck
Yeah.
me. Like, she's been
She's
ruler of the free
95,
world
though.
for the majority of her life. But, the cane's
She's
the problem.
95.
She
95.
lived history. She is.
And she's
history.
like,
gal.
but she's not like dribbling piss in the corner. She's still very sharp.
She's pretty
She's
sharp.
still very,
Yeah.
very sharp. Like,
I was like, if she's dribbling piss, is that a medical issue or?
it could be for it is for older people. It
You
is
know,
for older
atrophy
people.
happens to all the
Don't we
muscles.
all start doing it once we hit a certain milestone?
I'm like, I feel like I'm on the road.
On the road there.
Atrophy
That's just too many
happens.
kids,
Sorry,
Brooke. That's just
Oh,
a weak
yeah.
pelvic floor.
Too
Now
many
I don't
children.
know. We were raging against the machine, but machines are after us in a big way. I don't know if you guys saw this story during the week. That's Santa Corner, but obviously that's not the story. If we want to talk about crazy, we could always talk about Santa Corner.
It was about the Alexa, right?
It
and
was.
when I first
There
read
is-
it, I
Yeah.
thought it said
Alexa.
the Alexa had told someone to shelve like a battery or something. I was like, what
No,
the
not
fuck?
shelve a
Oh, they were
battery.
taught to
What
put the
what
thing in the
happened was
electrolyte.
what happened was Alexa had told it was a rainy day task, and they were hanging around the Alexa and asking it stupid questions, and a child asked an Alexa for a dare, and the dare the dare turned out to be holding a penny up to a live electrical socket with a half inserted plug.
Oh.
That's really
Now, the
far.
reason why this is able to happen is that obviously the Alexa is a search aggregate that takes all different kind of, information and spits it back out. It is not fact. Like, there are some things that are fact, but there are some things that are just aggregated search terms. And this was a TikTok trend
Oh,
That-
jeez.
that had found its way. Amazon have since gone in and removed the information so that it cannot be
Can that
sourced
happen
again
again?
by Alexa. But guys, are we at the start of Terminator?
Could be.
What's
I
happening?
mean,
What's happening?
We had
It's
a
scary.
Google Home thing at one
Yeah.
point here at the house, and we turned it off because my Mr. 10, who's autistic, kept walking through it going, "Hey Google, I need to poo." And Google would go, "I'm not quite sure how to help you with that." But every single time, even if he was in the lounge room, he would go to another room just to tell Google he needed a poo. So we turned Google off.
Google
'Cause,
had to
you
go
know-
bye-byes.
Google tells you some weird stuff. Like one
Oh.
night, the TV was talking about something, and they must have mentioned Google. And all of a sudden, my Google started telling me about the person who passed the longest flatulence. I'm like,
Well, look,
thanks,
Mr.
good
stranger
to
things
12.
have happened.
Mr. 12
Well,
was
you
like,
know
"Hey
that-
Google, how do you say fuck you in French?" And Google went, blah, 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 blah.
You know
Was he
that
there?
Facebook
French.
is monitoring our every move. I mean,
Hey, fuck you! I'm Sandra D.
that's not French.
I know. I know. I just wanted to be Rizzo for a second. Leave me be. Okay? I wanted to be
For
stuck
1
on
second,
chatting.
is that
I
all?
mean-
Come on.
I can't remember how to say fuck you in French, but Google helped him out.
Google
Google had
look,
to go.
Google's helped us out today because there has been a bit of a hullabaloo surrounding Mr. Jared Leto. this week.
Oh,
online.
that
That
fabulous
photo.
What the hell's
picture
going
of
on
his
with this
50th
guy's
birthday.
body?
So Jared Leto has turned 50, and this picture is what he
Wow.
posted to celebrate.
That's a nice picture.
Holy
Look, that holds a very
Oh.
special place in my current wank bank. Just saying.
I was going to say we might have a little group sesh after the show, eh, guys?
holy balls. Like,
I mean, like,
Jared.
wow.
I
Wow.
know, right?
I just
oh, there we go. My Alexa's parrot.
nice.
My Alexa's parrot named Oscar has learnt to say "Hey Google." He says it in my husband's voice and says, "Hello, Ty. How can I help?" Now the parrot's
Love
trying to kill you. Oh, look. Oh,
It's
wow.
weird
Oh,
when you have
look.
What?
What?
Oh, you can't.
What? Oh, hey Google.
It's
Hey, Google.
alive.
Kill
Siri,
Steve.
murder Steve.
Stop.
Steve,
Stop. I don't want to
Steve.
die. This is, but it gives credence to that theory that, you know, things are listening to you because, hello.
All right. Look, anything for ratings.
Well, speaking of ratings, we're back to, we're doing okay today, actually.
Oh,
This is
I
Jared
just- I
Leto at
can't.
50.
too
Now,
many beers.
I know. Couldn't you just grab a tub of KY and go to town?
well, you might need a tub of KY because I don't know if you know one of the biggest controversies about Jared Leto. Obviously, people don't like his Joker, and people don't like him because of this, that, and the other. But people do like him because of this.
He's got a big dick. Yeah.
Oh no!
Jesus.
Oh my god!
And this.
Good gracious.
Oh,
Are we
Good-
sure that's
good
not a
gravy.
prosthetic?
Sorry, Jennifer.
Jennifer, maybe you should Google Jared Leto bulge.
I'm like,
But-
I'm on it, guys. I'm on it.
If you Google you know, an appropriate word, there is a
What do I
shot
need to
that
Google?
alleges to be Jared Leto. And if that's actually him, he must pass out when he gets a boner because
He'd do
yeah.
it, John
He's
Holmes.
I'm like, that's
He'll be,
okay. As long as it doesn't deflate, I'd be all right with that.
But look at this. I know we're not supposed to like him because he's a bit of a douche canoe, but
Is he
you would
really
let
though?
you would let him ruin your life, right?
Look at those titties.
Yeah,
I can't
I would
hate
let him do any fucking thing he likes to me.
I like that he's eating a rainbow cake. He might float out, like, you know.
Is this
But what's
supposed
with
to
the
be a little,
blood?
vampire
So
blood
he's
there?
actually going to he's joining the Spider-Verse next
Yes,
year
he's
when
gonna be
Morbius the Living
Morbius, yeah.
Vampire comes out. So he's
Okay.
he's playing he's jumping
Brooke's
back into
done.
Spider-Man's
Brooke's-
world.
I'm like, ooh. I'll
Yeah.
watch a Spider-Man movie for that man right
So, yeah.
there.
Morbius the Morbius the Living Vampire comes out next year. So yeah,
I wait for it with
hopefully
bated
he's
breath.
nude.
And
Hopefully
I'm
he's
going
nude
on
or
my
something.
own.
We could, yeah, that's a mummies only movie. It's like when everyone went to what's it called? Just one more time.
Yes!
When they went to see 50 Shades of Grey. Can you imagine the stench in that cinema when people walked out?
Oh,
Oh, look.
stop!
Just
Look,
old
I'm
lady
going to
musk.
just rent
Stop
out the
it.
entire cinema and go and see that Spider-Man movie on my own.
Oh,
I'll have some stories for you then, Luke.
It'd be no worse than the smell of a One Direction concert. Come on. Or,
That's fresh. Oh
my
dear,
God.
we're so
This
cute.
is going to
and
be the show.
it is going to be the show because
No!
it being the final show of 2021, I thought
possibly the
we would
final
send-
show of UCR.
Ever.
we would send ourselves off in style. We have trawled through this year's videos of shows to bring you
Oh my god! I think I need
a
to go
wonderful
somewhere. Is there something horrible in here?
No,
best
you're actually
of
amazing in this, Vera.
moment.
You're amazing
So
everywhere.
I would love you guys to join us. Sit back,
Are we doing a little clip show?
relax, and enjoy our New Year's Eve clip show. Guys, this is really strange and it doesn't happen a lot, but I have someone trying to get in on the show. Like, I've got a message coming up. So I'm going to put this person on. Are we scared? I'm a little bit scared. There could be some
We're
danger.
intrigued. Who is this?
What if it's a serial killer? Put them on.
Danger, ladies and gentlemen. It's Katie Underwood.
So I heard there was an opening because, 6 squares is kind of neater. So I figured I would just like crash your party permanently. Is that a rumor that is true that I can catch in?
Yes, please.
Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, we
Thank
can
you.
happily now confirm that the lovely Katie Underwood has joined the UCR family. So we have a brand new face with us today. Say hello, Brooke.
Hello, Brooke.
So, Brooke, why don't you tell the people at home a little bit about yourself and where you're joining us from, etc., etc.
Oh, so I'm in Newcastle. I am one of the team members over at Newcastle Ghost Tours. So with Anna and Renata. And yay! Best way to describe me is black glitter.
That's the way we like it.
My friends like to call me a twisted Disney princess, and I like that just fine. So, yes. Yeah,
That's the way we like it too.
Yeah, I collect Ouija boards. I have 4 kids. Yeah.
We have a brand new face joining us today. Mr. Dylan Cody, how are you?
I am well, just taking in some football and enjoying the company of you fine people.
He's a multitasker. So tell the people at home a little bit about yourself, sir.
So I'm a stand-up comedian, currently performing mostly in New York City because that's really the only place that has comedy clubs near me, because like Vera, I live in the middle of scenic nowhere. And so I've been doing comedy for about 2 years and living in upstate New York, and have been enduring this pandemic as everyone else has, and it's been a blast. Mentally disturbing, depressing, damaging, and everything other negative connotation you could think of, but otherwise it's been great.
That should be our new tagline for this show.
Yeah, look, I feel like you're fitting right in already, Dylan. It's a great place to be. We are damaging, we're disturbing. This is how we roll here at Uncensored Radio. Speaking of kids today, we have a fresh new face on the panel. Her name is Heidi, and tell us all about you, Heidi. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Amazing. So tell people where in the world you are, what you do, who you be, all that kind of shit.
I am in, oh God, how much time do you have, Doll? I am in Western Sydney. I own a dance studio.
How far west first, Bubs? How far west?
Greystone Grub, so 2145.
Wow.
She's rough. She's rough.
She's rough around the edges, but not enough to shank ya. I own a dance studio. There's not much to say. I'm 28. I'm single. She's a single
young.
gal.
Oh,
she's young. She's fresh. She's a spring chicken.
We have a very lovely special guest. Anne and Jonbenet. How are you?
Well, I'm suffering because I've been separated from my symbiotic twin.
Okay, I'm gonna reattempt the hammock.
Oh my God, this is going to be great.
Oh
shit!
Rose, I'm sending that clip to Perez. I had a little traumatic thing happen. I'm really going to take the show here first thing in the morning. So I was ordering a new dildo on Walmart.com. I didn't know they had them, so I ordered it, and I accidentally sent it to my friend Brian and Joe's house, who just had a baby. So guys, could you ship the dildo back down here? Thanks. But this is the story.
Walmart sell dildos?
I didn't know it. I was just
She's ready for the decky one, ladies and gentlemen.
This is my actual Grindr profile message. Have pictures looking for honesty, integrity, loyalty, a big dick, a quiet mouth, and somewhere else for you to go. And you keep your asshole picture. You know what I'm saying? I don't care for that. All right, you can take that down.
Speaking of things that are old, I'm here. You know I love ya.
I don't know that. You asshole.
Hi, Christopher. Bitch, he called you fucking old.
You're lucky that I believe it's nothing sacred if that's funny.
I was once called a racist because I was finishing up with a customer and I wouldn't turn around. And then we get to the cash register and I cash her out and she goes, you know, some people might take that as a sign of racism. I went into the back room and I sobbed. I was so scared I was going to get fired.
I can't stand your whole life. You talk about I sob because somebody called you racist.
Yeah, and I mean, we can't really talk too much about Ratchet Drag when we've got Cat up here, can we? I know we're
Oh, leave it alone. Like, look, I'm here. Like, fuck.
She's waxed and stacked. Katrina A. Johnson. I'm going to hold myself accountable for the next section because I thought we should finish every week off with a bit of a what the fuck moment. So here's a new section, a segment I'm calling What the Fuck Weekly. What the... Now this one actually comes from, I guess he has to be our number one fan, Mr. Ace Browning. He posted this into our comments on the penis snake. No, not on the penis snake. On the oat gulls last week that we shouldn't put in our vagina, right?
Oh yeah, right. The hornet
you missed
nest.
out last weekend. So here's a story that Ace decided to share with us. My friend is in forensics and works at crime scenes. They found a woman laying in the bathroom floor with her head wound and live baby shrimp on the floor and a smell of burnt residue. After 3 days of investigation, they figured out what had happened. Long story short, she bought a lobster from the market. In the market, Watch they everyone's feed reactions. lobsters live baby shrimp until they're sold. This woman brings the lobster home, inserts the lobster's tail into her vagina, lights a lighter, and puts the flame towards the lobster's head. So the lobster would frantically start shaking his tail, which is inside her vagina, giving her the most jollies. Apparently, she killed the lobster from burning its head too long. The lobster, being dead, avoided its bowels, causing the lobster to shit out live baby shrimp into her vagina. This woman then goes to pee, sees live baby shrimp crawling out of her vagina. She freaks out, falls, cracks her head open on the bathtub and dies. This happened in Chicago, 2021.
2001.
No, 2001. This is just a story. This is the What the Fuck Weekly. So
I was going to say, is the world worse off without her being around anymore?
I don't think so. Look at Jodie.
Lobsters everywhere, relax. She's gone.
I have no words.
I don't think we can have a conversation about that.
It's been a good week. I got a job. Yay.
Yeah, girl.
One that I'm actually allowed to go and work at.
Yeah, that's always fun, right?
Does it involve laying down?
No, look, that's my dream job, but I'm chubby and I get nervous.
You and me both. I feel ya.
My new catchphrase.
G'day, there you go.
No, you got to drop a couple of octaves. Ready? G'day, love. How you going?
Oh, wait.
That'll
I've
do.
never really practiced. Hey, love. Hey, Katrina. You feel like going out for a drink?
I do, yeah.
You gotta go like this.
Yes, I do.
Hey, Katrina, you want to jump up and down a little bit for me there, love?
Yes,
Yeah.
Now, it was supposed to be a lead for this robot dog. And this was one of the ones where everyone was really happy. All the heads were looking good. And then someone pointed out, they're like, it looks like you're pissing on the dog.
It's not pee. It's not supposed to be pissed.
So also, the different layer to this is that the dog was a Sony dog and we were signed with Warner. So at the time we thought, oh, this is hilarious. We're making like a subtle dig at, we're pissing all over Sony with this album.
Literally with the album.
Projectile pissing. Projectile
and we all kind
pissing.
of agreed, they're going to bring, this is going to come up, right? Can you just deal with this? Because all of our heads look really good in this photo. And I'm like, all right, I'll deal with it when and if it comes up. And of course it did many, many times.
And it's still coming up today.
Still coming up. So that's the Sony dog piss.
So you took one for the team. You're like,
I took one for the team.
Yeah.
I often took one for the team. Yeah.
I just need to know, Mr. Perez Hilton, how many quarters? How many quarters are we working with?
You're literally asking me my penis size?
Well, yes, that's where they're going.
I've measured it, so I know the exact measurement.
So they freaking badgered me into dropping the sheet, so I dropped it, and nobody knew I was going to drop it. and then as I'm dropping it, I'm sort of bouncing around, and then my dick was helicoptering. And so when your dick helicopters, it like pulls attention away from the drama, and it's just all on the dick. Because how many times do you do this when you're naked? You just don't. Well, you do that flap thing.
Well,
you flap it back and forth, but you don't.
It brings a new theme, new meaning to the word drive angry. True.
By the way, other guests talk about their dicks helicoptering. I'm not the first.
Yeah, totally. What was it like to be on Breakers? Because the hype around Breakers back in the day, it was going to revolutionize Australian television. What was that like to be? You're like, I'm here, I've made it, I'm on Breakers.
Yeah, well, no comment.
That's all right. No, if you want to get a drink, go get a drink. Go.
Yeah, grab a drink, Belle.
Yo, you freshen up my drink? Okay.
Go.
Yeah.
That's better.
Jeffrey, are you feeling slow?
Jeffrey's not happy with his internet connection either.
No, I'm back out in the fucking shack this week. And the past couple days has been horrible for the fucking internet down here. I fucking can't do shit. I was trying to watch porn and it fucking didn't work.
What was it like? And I was like, it hurts when I sit down.
Oh, I love
there you
it.
go.
Too
Yeah,
much for me,
walking through the
Laura.
hallways in school, but everybody thought I was walking different.
Again, method acting.
Oh my god. You and Luke could be twins.
Bad girl, bad girl, bad girl.
That's it.
Had approached me about doing Mariah's All Christmas Is You. And I was fine with that because I'm like, hey, that's a cool jam. I can do that. So look, I will say this.
It's such an easy song to sing. Hey, Joanne.
Oh,
It's like Walk in the Park.
Don't challenge me.
I want to be 31 again.
I know, right?
I know,
right? Yeah.
Shit.
Well, we're not.
We wish.
I don't I'm sorry.
Not my next book, but I think the one after that one is a horror novel set in a hospital, where the hero's a nurse. Because just hospitals are weird
I'm
worlds,
sure Luke
man.
and I are available to consult with you.
I think
I've got some stories. Off-air ones.
Dude, I love running into nurses at parties because I'm always like, oh, how's work been? And man, depending on how many drinks they've had, they will go. It's the best.
I just had someone put their shit in my mouth. Yeah.
Tonight we have a very special show for you. We have Stacy and Bill Maxwell on with us, and we're going to talk about their story and their journey with their son Michael, who's diagnosed with autism. And there he is in the background, such a cute guy.
I guess probably the first thing I noticed was he would like to rock himself. When he started standing and pulling himself up and walking, he would want to just stand and rock, and I thought, that's kind of odd. And he was late to talk. I mean, he's still nonverbal, but he was late to even produce noise. Of course, now we didn't know back then that that's what it was, that he needed constant stimulation. But looking back on it now, he needed constant stimulation.
By the time he was 3 is when we started really going, we need to have this kind of further looked into, and that's when we really started working on all the things that now have become our life. you know. And now we're starting to get to a place where we can figure stuff like that out, and that's all because of the ABA. It's all of that work coming together.
So ABA is applied behavior analysis, and it is the only scientifically proven method of helping individuals on the autism spectrum to learn the skills that they need to learn to be able to do whatever they want to do.
Dorf versus ScarJo. That fucking has-been wouldn't be going after ScarJo if she wasn't a woman. Fuck you, you tiny dick wonder. Put your misogyny on the shelf and shut the fuck up with your 1999 Blockbuster Award. Today I'm going to talk about the pro-life party. The same people who are now in court trying to overturn Roe v. Wade because they want to protect all the unborn children. This week, in this country, one of the most shameful, ugly, nasty stains that will ever darken the Supreme Court. Amy Coney Barrett, that privileged white twat, sat in the highest court of the land and said out loud, I don't see why anybody would need to have an abortion with safe haven laws. They can just have that kid and drop him off at the fire station. Fucking privileged cunt. How dare you use the court like that? This is beyond ridiculous. Don't ever tell me you are pro-life, because I'm going to tell you you're everything but. And don't act like the rest of us are running around pro-abortion. Nobody gets an abortion because, I fucked up, I'm going to get an abortion. No, this is a hard, difficult, terrible choice that is between a woman and her doctor and nobody else. Don't use the term pro-life. What you are is about oppression and suppression of women's rights. You are the party of no. Fuck you and your pro-life party. I am sick of this shit. 550,000 Americans dead from COVID-19. Jim Jordan got on his high horse in Congress today and said, when is everybody getting their liberties back? Never, if you motherfuckers don't pay attention to science. Never. God damn it. If you want to go back to a bar, get the fucking vaccine. If you want to go back to a concert, get the fucking vaccine. If you live in a house, then you accept science. If you use a cell phone, then you accept science. Accept the motherfucking science.
I can't wait to put that on TikTok.
Speaking of vaginas that are destroying the world, Gwyneth Paltrow's goopy vagina scent claims another victim. I have to go straight to Katie Underwood because she looks horrified. So,
to be perfectly honest, I was unable to proceed past the words Gwyneth Paltrow's goopy vagina. I just refuse to read anything more after that.
I thought that was creative writing. Her company's name is Goop.
Y'all,
like,
I just looked up how much this
I'm out.
Guys, keep it clean, and we will see you all later. Bye. See you, Rudy. What are you doing? Luke, follow us on social media is what I'm trying to say. Fucking hell. Oh, we're out. Bye, fuckers.
Oh my fucking god!
I think I live for
What
when.
the fuck is that delay? Dylan's gonna realize what yesterday. Oh my god! Oh God! Oh, my face hurts a little bit.
I know, right?
We've got
Got you doing your Vera imitation there, Stevie.
That's right. He's feeling it. He was feeling
Now,
it.
we're not even gonna bury the lead. That was all down to Luke. So thank you so much for all the work you did on that one. We
My
appreciate
pleasure.
everything you do.
You know, sitting there editing that was it was a little trip down memory lane. I really treasured it all. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, look, I think, especially at this time of the year, it's very easy for us to go, oh my God, I'm so over it. People are annoying. People are fucked. Oh my God, we can't get a cast. There's never anyone on the show. Rah, rah, rah. No one's watching. What are we doing? And then you sit back and look at how far we've come in a year.
Yeah.
I've been smart. Like I've got goosebumps thinking about how well we've done from this time last year to now. We've spoken to so many different. Yeah, we've spoken to so many different people. We've brought new people in that have brought great new energy. But we're not only doing comedy stuff. We are doing stuff that matters to people, like what we did with Michael's family.
Oh,
like the conversations that we have on Real Talk Roundtable, they actually help. Like people have reached out and said that actually really helped me get through Christmas, or that actually has really helped me with this. So our little dog and pony show that we do for ourselves and the 8 people that are watching at the moment does have an effect.
People.
We do love you, 8 people.
We do love you, 8 people.
And if you can do us one favor, if you enjoy the show, and you do obviously because you're watching, if you can just suggest it to a friend and go, hey, I watch this show.
Just share us.
Yeah, even if you don't share it, if you just go to your friends, hey, I really like this show. These people are funny. They do weird stuff. They talk about vaginas a lot. God, they talk about vaginas a lot.
Indeed.
Especially
I talk more about dick.
Yeah. If you guys don't already follow us on all of our social medias, please do that. It would be really helpful for us. At Live UCR on Twitter, at Live UCR on Instagram, My Uncensored Radio on Facebook, and Uncensored Radio on YouTube. The audio podcast is actually starting to pick up again now as well. So if you're on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, anything like that, please subscribe and like. And, yeah, whatever. Yep, Blog Talk. Give us some stars. Give us something. It helps us get noticed. It helps us push further up the list because there are 1,057 million podcasts in the world, and we're just trying to edge out our little part. But
we get our celebrities cut and sick. Now you saw. Now there's a lot from that Nicole Page Brooks episode I can still show.
Oh God,
there's still a lot from that one with me, Drunk and Drag, that's got plenty of material. I will release it at some point.
one day soon. So before we finish up, I want to just ask you: New Year's resolutions are bullshit. But I just want to ask you all your hope for the next year coming forward. We're going to go to Vera because she's the longest serving panel member. So come on, Vera. What do you hope for the future for yourself, for the world, for anything?
Very, very hopeful for climate change action and a little more kindness. Those are the things that I hope for. And yes, you couldn't tell that by all the F-bombs that I threw out there in the clip reel. But I do believe that kindness will save us all.
We can only hope. What about you, Brooke? You've had an amazing first year with the show. What do you hope is going to happen for the next year?
Guys, my hope for the next year is just genuinely that people are nicer to other people. I mean, pull your head out of your ass. It's not a hat. Just be nice. Stop the two-facedness and the bullshit, and let's just try and get along. And, everyone subscribe to UCR, please.
USR. Don't subscribe to Russia. Don't subscribe to
Russia.
I've
had too many beers.
What about you, Luke?
Well, I hope that little Brookie makes it to next year. And look, same sentiments. I just hope there's a lot more kindness in the world. I think we've reached a pretty scary place in a society right now where everyone's just attacking each other, and it's not where we want to go. So let's all be kind for 2022 if we can. And I also look forward to my next little journey with everything else that's going on in my personal life.
So we
What
have
about
kind
you,
of
Steve?
we
What
have
about
kind
you,
of
Steve?
dropped,
Steve,
this
You're
is what
not
I'm
getting
doing.
out of
This
this
is what
one. What
this
about
is what I'm
you?
doing. We have kind of dropped hints and talked about it, and there's been whispers in the hall. But we are going to confirm right here and now that Brooke, Luke, and myself will be heading stateside in October next year. So we are hoping to catch up with some of you Americans. If you guys would like to see us in some form, in some capacity, like a live show or something like that, please let us know. But we are coming over. We're coming to all meet in person, face to face. And there's lots of shenanigans planned. So if you want to be part of the shenanigans, please let us know. We've got big things planned for UCR next year. We've got new interviews, new shows, hopefully some new faces as well. So we are looking onwards and upwards. Thank you so much for your support. This is a passion project for us, as I like to call it. It's my jobby. It's my job. That's a hobby that doesn't pay. So,
I'm like, wow.
all of your support is muchly appreciated. We hope you stick with us because, guys, quitters never win and winners never quit. We are not taking a break this year. We are going to keep pushing through for the new year with new content for you. For everyone that watched the Scream review from Uncensored Horror, thank you. That one kind of just exploded out of nowhere. We will be doing Scream 2, 3, and 4 up until the release date of Scream 2022, which is weeks away now. There's some more new, there's maybe a bit of a freshen up of some imagery that's going to be coming as well. Some different shows. So keep your eyes peeled. Follow us on the socials and you'll get all that information. All right, my lovelies, we've made it through another year. We can all go and rest. It's Happy New Year to everyone in Australia and American. You guys, I hope you make it. We love you all. Stay cool, stay groovy, and stay uncensored. Bye. Guys, no one said it this episode, so it would feel wrong if we didn't say it before we left. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Cut!
Oh, cut.
I thought you were going somewhere